So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans. Well, it's going out.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where five friends discuss the Columbus Crew.
Five friends?
We're down a man tonight. Mort is out for a groin injury. So expecting a tip of the hat there. I guess we're not going to get one.
Tip of the hat, mate. It hurts between the stems.
We miss you, Mort. On this episode, we're going to review the Chicago 3-0 home win from Wednesday. We're going to review the Dallas 1-1 tie in which no crew player scored. And we're going to get a Crew 2 update from President Bird. We'll go through the extremely tight and tightening predictions table for the games thus far this season. A lot of movement. We had at least two correct predictions on the show, and I know we had a few listeners as well. So we'll go through that, and I hope we get a traffic report from Mort in his absence.
From the future.
Follow us on Instagram, X, and
are we calling it X? Do people call it X?
People do. I've heard people say X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah, that's too long. I keep hearing people go like, "Oh, yeah, I'll do it on Twitter." X.
It always sounds explicit though, like when they're
Twitter.
like, "He X'd it," somebody X'd. Well, anyway, if you want to do any of that stuff, Upper 90 Club Pod.
Hey, and we're on Threads. Boom.
We're on Threads, and if you want to watch videos from when we used to post them on YouTube, it's at Upper 90 Club.
Hey, we still
Okay,
post
We're
it
posting
every
the
week.
audio now.
Yeah, it's just audio.
Oh, we do audio. Okay, we do audio. Okay, all right. So if you want to look at our logo while you listen to the show,
Our sweet baby faces.
yeah. With me in the club are Cool Guy.
Hey,
I was expecting you to still be wearing the sunglasses.
Tip of the hat.
Ben, Trey, and Haas. Say hey, guys.
Tip
Hey,
of the
guys.
hat.
Guys.
So Wednesday was a home game. I said it was a sellout on the last show. I think it was technically a sellout, but there looked like there were some empty seats there.
I thought it looked packed.
Who wins?
Was it packed? I thought it was,
I was
pretty
there.
well attended.
On screen, it looked kind of patchy.
It took a little
wasn't-
bit to fill in, but by the second half, it wasn't packed, but it was a good sized crowd.
Was it considered
There was a
sold out?
Clippers game going on. I feel like there was something else as well.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Traffic was
concert.
kind of rough. getting to the
Oyster
game, so-
Cult, really?
Cowbell, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Where did they play? Like Bernie's
Nice
or something?
nationwide
No, they played at what is it called now? What's the Perma West?
It's the UDF
Kemba
on High Street.
Live.
Kimbo Live on
Oh, okay.
Neil.
Do you think
Yep.
they just played "Don't Fear the Reaper" because that song's like 40 minutes
It's the
long?
whole time.
40
No, they
minutes.
have another. What's the other two?
They have another song.
No, they have another big. What's the other big song?
I do like "Don't Fear the Reaper" a lot, though.
Don't Fear the Reaper and
Burning for
I
You.
can't think of it.
Veteran of the
Yeah,
Psychic
burning for
Wars.
you.
Isn't that the same song?
I'm burning, I'm burning,
Oh, yeah.
I'm burning
Isn't that
for you.
Don't Fear the Reaper?
It's the same
I think it's the
song,
same-
just different lyrics and on a different track.
Oh wait, what? It is a different song.
No, I don't know. I don't
Burning
know.
for You.
I mean, I think it's
I
just
think
like
Burning
they
for
got
You
like
is Don't
one
Fear-
like
No, okay,
hook,
okay.
and that's all they use.
My brain is telling me that I'm Burning for You is 100% Don't Fear the Reaper, which is the Cowbell song.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. Man, we are off the rails. So the game in the second half, which was
yes.
like pretty slow, right? All the scoring happened in the first half. So let's jump into that game. A few things of note for that we can go through, but let's just kind of start with the lineup. What did we see there? Were there things in play for load management kind of things, or what did that look like, Haas? Haas is
I
looking
think
out
he's
the
looking
window
out the
right now
window.
because
Is someone-
the cops have just shown
I
up.
had sirens going off, so trying to help the audio here.
Hey, we got
It's got
doxed.
to be your neighbor.
I swatted Haas before this podcast.
A lot of sirens around here.
That would be hilarious if the cops came and just arrested him. All right, let's do the lineups.
We had our normal front three, or our new normal front three: Rossi, Cucho, and Matan, starting with Yeboah, Morris, Nagbe, and Gressel across the middle. Amundsen, Camacho, and Moreira as our three center backs, and Schulte in goal.
Yeah, is that our new normal? I thought Ramirez would be up there instead of Matan. That was like what it was the first 2 or 3 games, and then the past 2.
It's the same lineup against Orlando, and then we rotated the week before because of having multiple games. But against Montreal, it was the same thing.
Interesting.
We got a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Ramirez or I don't know. Have they put Cucho up top? They have, right? With Rossi on the...
I mean,
They're
depends
all-
on how
yeah, they
you
all just kind of-
clarify the
yeah.
lineup. Yeah,
The formation, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
All right, so, yeah, I mean, things got started really fast. I don't know. We just dominated that game in general, but Chicago is just like... Just so bad.
They didn't want to be there the entire time. I just sat there. I was like, what are we even doing? Like, they shipped it as soon as it started. They're like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, so when was the first goal? Like 5 or 6 minutes?
4.
It was a peak. Yeah. And
The foul occurred in the fourth.
Yeah, because it took them so long to review it, right? There was.
I think it played on. Like, it was weird in the stadium watching it because it continued,
right. No,
and then
you're right.
they
It
stopped the
did.
game to go
It
back
did.
and review it.
Ben, you're going to do the review, right?
Yeah, I'll be Haas.
Of the goals.
Hey, guys, here's the goal. Is that's I gotta workshop this before.
Yeah. Please. For everyone's sake.
Yeah, corner of the box.
Go through
in.
the foul. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty much just a give and go. Rossi gets it on the corner of the box, plays it to Cucho. Cucho splits 3 people. Yep, straight to Rossi. He takes kind of a heavy touch. Goalie comes out and kind of sticks his foot out. And, I mean, live, when you guys were there, were people screaming, PK as they normally do when there is a PK? Or did you guys just kind of accept it as...
No,
that
it
was
seemed
like
like
a
he
fair
got
play?
fouled.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
From my
the
angle, at
evidence,
least.
the evidence that he got fouled, I think, or part of the evidence is the fact that it was called a goal kick, right? Because Rossi was the last one to touch it, right? So then they kind of played it on quickly, right? And it went down to the other end of the field.
It didn't go out.
Was it? Oh,
No.
it didn't go out.
Because as soon as
but it did. It turned around and went back to the other end of the field really fast, and then they have a look.
Yeah, upon looking again, the goalkeeper comes out, makes himself big, kind of jumps in front of the ball. And the problem is he doesn't make contact with the ball, which is like the catalyst for it being actually a foul. The ball like squeezes between his legs, and his right foot, because of the way his like foot came out. I mean, it does catch Rossi, right? Is it? Because Trey,
I think the biggest thing about it,
a different
take on these type of things. I think the biggest thing about it was if you watch the ball continue to bounce after the contact was made by the goalie on Rossi, the ball was still able to be saved by the defender. So if Rossi wasn't taken out, he easily could have continued on to that ball and scored
just
the
tapped
goal.
it in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of the biggest calls for why it should be a penalty. But
stopping a goal scoring opportunity. Yeah,
exactly. The other one is the keeper probably didn't make savable contact and then made contact with Diego. So, I mean, the right call was made.
And so what you got, I was just trying to circle back and say that play did continue and it went down to the other end. And then I don't know if there was a shot or what, but I think it went out or something. The ball was dead at the other end of the field, and then they called it back to VAR. That's why it took like.
I think in general, like if there's a foul like that isn't called on the field, they let play continue until there is a dead ball, and then they review it. They don't ever just like stop. Like it
I
has
feel
to
like
be.
you
it
could
has to be
see
like a
him.
dead
You could
ball.
see the center ref communicating while the play was going on. Like you kind of knew that there was a chance that he could be looking at it.
Yeah, I think if the ball would have gone out of play immediately, he would have called it. Or not called it, but he would have gone over for review.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more
100%.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's not
Okay,
like football where they're like hurry it up to try to, just so they don't do it. They're like,
Free
oh, you got to
plays
hike the ball so like they can't throw the white flag or whatever.
His video doesn't
like
exist.
no, they're like, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
no,
right.
that's not a thing.
Yeah. Okay, so then Cucho takes the PK. What he goes, I can't remember.
Low and
Slots it
hard
home
to
to
the
the
left.
keeper's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that was quick. And then what next? I mean, not much.
The next thing that happened is Chicago continued to not play soccer well.
Right.
And it's
Well,
one
so
of
then
those
they-
things. Well, it's one of those games that like if the other team's playing as bad as they were playing and just kind of like nonchalant, usually the team that plays against them kind of adopts that like lackadaisical.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was
Yeah.
worried about, that we have most teams have a tendency to do is like if you play a bad team, you play like a little bit worse. But when the crew play a really good team, they come out and like go after it. So I was worried that like it was just going to be 1-0 for a while. But then in the 12th minute again, or 13th minute technically, there's another PK.
Yeah. Do you
Shot
want
in
to
the
talk through
16th.
that?
It was shot.
I mean, the guy just tore down somebody, just like grabbed him by
It
the
was-
arm, right?
Did that go to VAR as well? Like I feel like they both went to
did.
VAR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it started out with Schulte in the back.
But there was a call. I think there was a call.
he called it right away. I think he called it and then they looked at it, which is fine. But this one was to me wasn't even like there was nothing about it. Like Schulte plays it out to Cucho on like the midway line. Cucho takes one touch and then half volleys it like over the defender.
It was a beautiful
to an
ball over
on-running
the top.
Yeboah.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
in both these games, he was amazing. Like even in the Dallas game, even though he didn't score, his play was. He's just unplay. He's playing so well right now. But he plays it over the top. Yeboah uses his speed because he's a psychopath and runs really fast. Is able to get the ball like right inside the box, kind of takes a touch, which slows him up, and then the defender just grabs his shoulder and pulls him down. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. Very clear.
Yeah. There was like,
PK.
it was like a non.
Okay, so then Cucho lines up again. What was you said 15th, 16th minute or something. And
He went opposite side, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Or maybe down the middle?
No,
the goalie didn't
keeper
move.
stayed down the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, sweet. Like
And then so then after that did Chicago want to play soccer?
no, they didn't.
No.
They decided they didn't want to.
Not
do
at
that.
all.
They decided they continued to not opt in, and so then we scored again. I can't find the 23rd minute, so just a few minutes later.
Yeah.
Talk through that one, Ben.
Yep, it is just a corner kick.
Oh yeah.
Comes in from Gressel to I wouldn't say an unmarked. No, he's marked by like basically two players, but Cucho is able to get his head on it. Like he heads it kind of off his shoulder, and it just rolls into the side netting. It was Gressel and here and then also just in general has been playing really, really, really good crosses. It's like a totally different world from when Zeller Ayana was crossing the ball and like couldn't beat the first person.
Corner kicks. Yeah.
Gressel definitely doesn't have that problem.
Do any of you know how tall Cucho is?
I don't, but I think he's like
Is this a
5'7".
question?
I don't know the answer to it, but he is so good at getting his head on the ball and like putting it towards goal, worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Weird for someone that I don't feel like is very tall.
He is 5'9".
Has he scored any other headers recently? 5'9".
According to Wikipedia.
I think he has this year. I think he has at least one or two others.
This one was really impressive because he had two guys right close to him and then one about a step
Yeah, it
off.
wasn't-
So he was being marked by three men. A great ball from Gressel. great job by Cucho, and he was able to really put power behind it to get it to the corner as well. So, and that was dagger in Chicago.
Yeah. There was no other scoring. This was the what did I hear? Second fastest hat trick from kickoff. This is another super specific stat, but like in MLS is I think what they said on the broadcast. Yeah. So, I mean, you see these kinds of things happen from time to time. These like quick hat trick type things, but it's impressive. 23 minutes, puts the team up 3-0, and then we just kind of managed the rest of the game. Right? I mean, I think we had plenty of looks, but what was the total shot count?
We had
17.
17 total shots.
17, only 4 on target.
Yeah,
but we started subbing early in the second half to, not something we see much from Nancy.
Yeah. Well, and that may be more like, you're leading, got another game in a few days kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's kind of best case scenario. It's like he was able to sub in. He subbed in Farsi at half, Zawa at half. Took out Morris, who I thought actually had a pretty good game too, and took out Gressel, which is, fair play. And just kind of nice because it's like, oh, we're gonna win and we get to rest. Like that was
and Farsi's been starting all season. I mean, Farsi's a great sub to bring in and give Gressel a break. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing worth noting is that at the end of the first half, Shaqiri got a yellow because that comes back to bite them.
Foreshadowing.
66.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Dude,
Shaqiri,
Chicago hates him. His teammates hate him.
I mean,
yeah, they do.
He scored their goal when the Crew were in Chicago, that late one and the whatever it was.
Yeah, but
I think that stat. I feel like it might have been his like first goal or something.
Yeah, that was the stat.
They were talking about how it's like the $8 million goal or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. He's like the second highest paid player.
And then they lost.
Yeah. Do you know how tall he is? 3 feet 10 inches. He is maybe a baby running around a field.
He is a thick boy.
He's a wee boy. Oh yeah. What do they call him? The power square?
Power cube.
They call him the power cube. Yeah, it was so awesome. But no, on a serious note, they hate his guts. It's amazing. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's fun to watch.
The game was just domination, though. 609 accurate passes to 273. 66% possession to 34% possession. 2.25 expected goals to 0.41. It was a fun game to be at.
Yeah, I think it's just stat
the numbers are rolling off the tongue.
I can read numbers.
Read it.
And you guys said I couldn't read.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when Jimmy Madronda comes on for was it Nagby? I was like,
Kevin,
can I play in this game?
Yeah,
yeah.
He's another stout fellow.
I will say,
Madronda.
Yeah, man. Yeah. If Shaqiri and Madronda were on the field at the same time, they'd be like those.
It'd be too thick. The Rock'em Sock'em Boppers.
Yeah.
Like the Cincinnati Tifo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I am concerned that like Russell Rowe hasn't gotten a good run in at all recently.
Oh, come on. He scored like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
He started against Houston.
His stats are good. But like this game, Houston. I would have, I mean, Rossi played the entire game.
Did he have an own goal?
There's no reason. Yeah, he didn't have an own goal. He had an own goal for country, not club.
Canada.
Yeah. But I mean, Rossi played the entire game. You could have subbed him out at like 60 minutes and given him like a run. Yeboah went the full and like you could put Arston. It just seemed kind of weird. I just wanted to throw that out there. Did we talk? Because I talked to Trey about this a week or two ago, but Valencia, where's that dude at? Because we were complaining about not having backs. Besides, I mean, I'm looking at the bench right now. Besides Traburco, we don't have anybody. Like, where's that?
Viacia?
Viacia,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was like, who the hell is
Valencia.
Valencia?
What? Where is Valencia on a
40-year-old
map?
former
I think he's
teammate
playing in the MLS.
in
now.
Spain.
Yeah.
That is, I hadn't noticed that he hasn't been on the bench.
Yeah, he hasn't even made the bench because I just noticed it because on their Instagram they posted him like he got a call up to.
Yeah.
I'm blanking. Ecuador, I think.
Correct.
I feel like he got a call up or something, and I was like, he hasn't even played. And I was going back through him being on the bench, and he wasn't on the bench. I'm like, what is happening? He wasn't.
He
that
wasn't
bad.
on the bench versus Dallas either.
Yeah,
He played a role and filled in when we needed him to.
yeah, 100%.
Sometimes a little shaky, but nonetheless.
If you're in a pinch,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you've got right now. I mean, you've got Morera, you've got Camacho, you've got
Zawadzki.
you've got Trebenko. Yeah, I mean, you've got players. You got Amundsen.
maybe.
I think he's just odd man out.
I mean, I think we got him for a steal and brought him in a pinch.
Yeah.
So
All right, let's wrap this one up. I mean, anything else to say about the Chicago game? We were supposed to win the game.
They
I think
suck.
we all predicted a win. We won the game. They suck.
I think the main talking point of the entire game and on the broadcast was that Mort got the score prediction correctly.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if.
Yeah, if we don't say he got that score prediction, he'll call and he'll be like, "You guys, tip of the hat, mate. Dang it."
All right. I would like to point out the tip of the hat is not a phrase. It's like a gesture. So you're just adapting it for audio, or is that?
I guess. I don't know. Anytime someone's like, do an accent, Ben, I'm like, okay, tip of the hat, mate. I think
Is
that
it
was my
like
Jamaican
top
accent.
of the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie. Tip of the hat, mate. But I've done it
All right.
since I was like, yeah. I don't
3.
know.
So
since you lived overseas.
Since I was the same
I mean-
size as.
Could you
the Power
imagine
King.
like Don and Brenda
So I was-
just being like, do it again, Ben. Do it again.
I
Do
don't
it for the
I don't
Jets."
have what the standings were at after the Wednesday matches, but I have what they were at after the weekend matches. Chicago's in 11th. They're 2 points out of being in the playoffs. Maybe better than that DC team that you've been calling out.
They had a run of
all year.
Playoff contender DC United. Yes, that is a true.
They
statement.
had a good run mid-season, right? Like I think it was right before the League's Cup. Chicago strung together a bunch of good results, and then since coming back,
They're
I don't
strung
think they've-
out. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we can go on to the next one. Sorry, everybody. Oh
They
man, I got really pumped.
they haven't won a game, and you guys told me they hadn't scored in 4 before our game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay. All right, let's break now, and when we come back, we'll go through the Dallas game. We'll be right, Trav.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
Okay, we're back. A couple things before we get into Dallas that we wanted to talk about. Number one was I mentioned a couple things about what they said on the broadcast about Cucho's hat trick, but we also have a Circ stat.
Search that.
insert jingle. Yeah. Where he said, I'll just read it here. Cucho had a hat trick 18 days after his previous hat trick. Is it the club record? No. Stern John squeaks by at 17 days. And that was between August 1st of 99 and August 18th of what I can assume is the same year. On the team front, the record is 14 days between players. That's Pauly and Buttle between.
Oh, the two different teams. Okay, that makes more sense. Because I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know Pauly. I know Edson Buttle.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. 04. I just wasn't watching the team in 04.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the crew.
Edson Buttle was a U.S. player, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I know him, but I don't know the other guy.
Well, anyway, that was in September. That was they had tricks 14
was.
days apart. Yeah. Insert Cirkstat.
And Stern John's kind of the GOAT.
We had a Twitter comment about the guy who hit the crossbar challenge at halftime to win season tickets for next year. Is that right?
Yep, 2024.
So the question is, when he charged the corner after winning the tickets and ripped his shirt off, should he have been booked by the fans or some other authority having jurisdiction?
And so part of the reason for that question is because of these yellow cards they were handing out at the stadium.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Giant yellow cards.
Can you
Which is
send me
weird
that?
because there was a lot of yellow cards in that Chicago game,
I
including
had
that red
two,
one.
and I dropped one at some point on the walkout.
Come on, man.
I know.
We haven't had any cards here in a while.
I mean, should have.
I can try.
But
It's the Sherwin-Williams
I know. Trey has
decisive
just been
yellow.
begging for
oh,
cards
that
for
is
the last
actually
4
clever.
weeks.
I like that. On the back, is there a red card? Because I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
They missed an
it's
opportunity
missed.
there.
So if you
Yeah,
need marketing,
it's
just contact me at ben@upper90clubpodcast.com. I've got a bunch of really good ideas on like jokes and stuff.
Okay.
Can anybody explain this? Hold on. I got to go back to the Cirkstat real quick. What's the difference between Cucho and Stern John at 17 days and Ross Paul and Edson Buttle at 14 days? Did Edson Buttle not play?
Same person or different people?
Between teammates.
Gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. Make
Days
100%.
between hat tricks for the team.
Okay, got it.
That's because it's a Cirkstat.
Data. Numbers. All right, so what do you think? Should we have we kind of got off on the marketing thing there.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see someone win season tickets.
Yeah.
But you said that wasn't that happens every home game. Is that every home game? I've been to some home games and I don't remember every.
I don't know if they give an opportunity every game, but it's happened more than once. The opportunity. Yes. Tracy said he remembers other people getting it. I don't.
I have seen
probably miss
2
it
this year before this past week.
Wow.
So, but yes, I mean, I think the answer is yes. You card him. You yellow card him.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
You give him the full treatment.
He took his shirt off.
Right.
Automatic yellow.
He should have done.
100%.
He should have taken the pants off.
Should have just gone the whole
only
way.
Happens once on a crossbar challenge.
Was he wearing the activity tracking bra?
That would have been insane.
No bra.
No, but could you imagine if he had
been even
the,
crazier if he took off his
tearaways?
pants and he was wearing it as underwear.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just tearaways and like the activity track. Yes, 100%.
Man's ear on bottom.
A t-shirt that says "Why
banana
always
hammock."
me?
That's what I'm talking about.
Again, if anybody needs marketing advice, we are here to be hired.
If you're ever
You
going
put a QR
to
code
win
right
a
up, right
crossbar
there.
challenge, contact us before you win the crossbar challenge.
If anybody's
And
going to
we
be
will wax.
participating in the crossbar challenge, let us know. We'll do a banana hammock
Reach
with
out.
our QR code right there, right in the middle for you.
Yes.
If
That's
you
Tracy's
win-
department.
you put the QR like on the thong to be this very skinny. You have to be very small, but I like it.
It'll be like this. Yeah. I tell you what.
All
if
right.
anybody knows the guy who won that, we'll have him on the pod. Tell him to contact us. We'll have him on the pod because we want to talk to him.
Yeah, we'd love to talk to
Yeah,
him.
we want to know when he's not going to use his tickets.
But he can't wear a shirt on the pod. We'll know.
Okay. Let's get into Dallas. What'd you think? It was hot, right? Real hot.
Unbelievable.
Real hot.
Yeah, it's hot too.
I didn't remember seeing the actual temperature. Were they showing that?
Low 90s by the time the game started.
That's still pretty hot.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 10 minutes in. They did some, of course, it's MLS. They do close up face shots of people while the game is happening. Very sweaty faces.
That's a sweaty boy. Yeah.
So
it was-
heat was a factor, right? And I think we kind of saw some of that. Orlando, we saw it in Houston over the last couple of weeks, and then doubling up with the Wednesday game already in the books. I don't know. I just think that was a concern, right? It's like, how are we going to hold up over this 90 minutes in Dallas? So let's look at the lineups and see how we adjusted for the second game of the week, and we can talk about the game for a few minutes, and then we can move on. Haas, what would the lineups look like?
So, yeah, like you said, second game of the week, kind of rapid fire. Surprising that we didn't rotate. I think maybe part of the reason we didn't rotate as much as I thought we would is because we knew we had a week off until our next game after that game. But Rossi, Cucho, Matan up top, Yeboah, Morris, Zawadzki in for Nagby, and Gressel through the middle. Amundsen, Camacho, Moreira, and Schulte. So same lineup as last game other than Zawadzki coming in for Nagby.
is Dallas turf?
It looked like
No.
I think
it.
it's grass.
Is it grass?
It's grass.
pretty turfy.
Is it grass? Okay. I thought maybe that's because when Nagby wasn't there, I was like, oh, they must be playing on turf.
I
Protecting
mean, he was
knees.
on the bench. He just wasn't starting.
Yeah.
I think it's grass.
No, it's 100%
It
grass
looks like
because it
grass
does the same thing
on the
that
TV.
Orlando does and DC does, where you can see where the sprinklers have been.
Yes, you could
Yeah.
definitely
Oh,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah. But it was so
Okay.
hot, like when the water comes out,
That's
it doesn't
my
even hit the grass; it just
turf.
evaporates.
Analysis.
Do they water turf in turf stadiums?
Yes. I don't know if that's true or not.
I think they do.
They probably do.
Hard to say.
It's got to be slick.
Anyways,
Okay, this has been a good start here.
anyways, game was 1-1. Next,
Yeah.
grass
And-
podcast.
Yeah.
Grass cast.
Turf management.
Yeah, hey, call Scott's. Call up Scott's.
Hey,
Let's
if you need
talk
marketing.
about let's talk about the goal. I mean, it was a good play. It was an own goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
The buildup was pretty great, though.
Yeah. Rossi's play leading up to it was great. Do you have that rundown, Haas?
Yep. So it's our second corner in a row. Rossi takes this one rather than Gressel. I noticed just before the previous corner, Gressel was bent over the corner. But anyway, I think the camera, of course, misses this because they're probably zoomed in on someone. But Rossi plays it short. I think it goes to Gressel, and Gressel plays it back to him, but there's still no video evidence of that. Rossi gets the ball, and he advances towards the side of the box, lays it off to Matan, and makes a splitting run. Matan plays the ball with his first touch back to Rossi. It's a fantastic pass. Rossi takes it towards the end line, plays a ball into the crowd in front of the box, in front of the goal. And blue hair slides and tries to clear it and knocks it past his keeper.
Yeah.
I think it's Tafari.
Yeah.
That's it was.
He actually had a goal line save in like the third.
Yeah,
minute where
I
Rossi
forgot
chipped.
about that.
Oh,
but
yes.
Yeah, earlier than that, right?
Yeah,
That
I
was
actually
Rossi also. He chipped the keeper.
Yeah.
And what was that, like 5-10 minutes in?
Not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rossi was causing all sorts of havoc
Third minute.
most of that game. And fair play to the guy that scored for Dallas. I mean, if he would not have gotten to that, I'm pretty sure there was it Cucho like right there. to tap it in. There was like 2 of us, so it was like,
Oh, that was a ridiculous ball by
Matan.
No, the Dallas goal. Oh, you're still talking. Okay, yeah,
sorry. Tracy vanished for a little bit. He's back, and he thought he time traveled to the future, but that's
Yeah. He came back in like 10
You're
seconds.
still talking about the own goal.
You went to the future.
I got it.
You're still talking
about the goal we didn't score.
For the traffic update.
Crap, and I am frozen again.
Okay.
You're
All right.
fine.
Let's move forward. Let's just go ahead and move forward to the other goal.
Yeah. It was like a give and go again with Matani. He like played it like behind his legs and whatever. That was great. That was a great play. In reviewing the game, when you go to the MLS recap, the stats don't really show it, and I don't understand the XG. But when you go back, out of like 10 different highlights they chose to like show us, 8 of them were the crew and like very, very close. Like I feel like our XG should have been like 2+. If you look at just the recap, actually, if you watch the game, I still thought we played really pretty well. We were just unlucky.
The second half, I felt like, I was looking at our predictions just because I wanted to, I knew that Haas and Trey had the 1-1 call, and the game was sitting at 1-1 for a lot of minutes. But it was, I don't know, it was pretty action-packed second half, right? I just felt like it could have gone either way. And all of our predictions, I know that there's like a limited number of outcomes in soccer games because it's a low-scoring sport. Although that said, we haven't had an overwhelming number of correct predictions. Maybe we're just
so
bad
much
at
harder
it, but
than you'd think.
Yeah. But
Insane.
we had I think it was Ben. You said Dallas 2-1.
Like a jerk.
I think Mort said Crew 2-1. I said 2-2. I don't know. I think all those could have been outcomes. It was really back and forth in the second half and entertaining. I watched it all the way out. And
Schulte had some good saves.
Yeah,
he had a couple. He had like
and a lot of our
shots.
were from outside the box. Cucho had multiple. Morris had one.
The Morris
and
one
they're
was
low
awesome.
and driven, and the Dallas keeper makes some good saves on them. But I don't know how that plays into expected goals when you're shooting from that
Cucho
far out.
hit the post.
The post, and it went back across the
That's
goal.
why
How does that
our
not go
what
in?
was our
Heartbreaker.
XG was 0.7, like 0.68.
1.03 for the game,
Oh, really? We're probably looking at a different stat.
according to FOTMob.
Oh, that's Dallas.
Oh, yes, it is 0.68.
Yeah, come on, stat Matt. Come on, stat
Weird.
Matt. Yeah, it was just kind of weird. So that was like around the 40th minute, and then Dallas scored. And I've watched this a couple times. Well, I've actually watched this kind of a lot. I think it's actually just an absolute dime by Ferreira. Like the ball played in was
no.
Yeah.
And
like anybody could have it's between 2 of our guys. He's well marked. I'm looking at it right now. We're within a foot of him, and it just falls perfectly on his head.
It's a beautiful cross from Ferreira, and you could say, you could have done better, but that's a beautiful cross with a great finish.
if I was only looking at names for this game, I would have thought this was O'Brien, but it is not an Irishman. It is O'Brien, I think is how the announcers were saying it. But he splits Gressel and Moreira, and at the perfect time. And the ball is good from Ferreira, like the only good thing he did in that entire game. Yeah. He's terrible.
Oh, shots fired. He is not terrible. I actually think he is very
trash. Good. He whiffed on one in the box.
Yeah. Yep. No.
Yeah.
Big old whiffer.
Man. Everybody got
drives a bad car. He's got no sense of style. he has a bad mortgage rate on his home.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs financial advice.
Complete trash.
Listen, if you need financial advice, slide into our DMs, Pereira.
if you're gonna take a cross-border challenge or purchase a home,
someone just email us, please.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Anything else to say about this game?
It was hot.
Yeah. It kept a point.
Points in
you
the
know, we're
road.
looking good. It's hard not to imagine looking back at the Orlando game and not giving up that fourth goal at the death and being in second in the East. But I think this set of games, you know, kind of kept us where we were, right? We didn't.
Yeah, Haas,
we
do you have
didn't
an
move
update
around.
on the stats? Because I know the Orlando Miami match just ended.
I just had to mention on another thing I wanted to talk about in this game in the 69th minute.
Nice.
The Cucho no-look pass where he looked back at the bench.
Oh,
and
yeah.
passed
He did the
direction.
cutback.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Cut back to no-look pass.
So
That was fun.
I have a thing about that. Can we talk about this for just a hot one? So when people say it was a no-look pass, I view no-look passes as in your head just normally is like where it should be, and then you pass somewhere else. But when people say no-look, he like
It was a
turned
look
his head
away.
all the way around, like, and then passed it. So I was like, yeah,
I
but
think it's more effective when you look somewhere you might actually be passing the
Exactly.
ball, not to the bench.
like
Ben's like, he looked
every
to the
time I
left.
play anytime I pass from now on, I'm just gonna like turn my head hard right and just pass it, even if it's like 2 feet away. Like boom, no look pass. Because I mean, with the head fake, you're not fooling anybody. I just because that happened before, where someone was like, "That no look pass was nasty." I'm like, yeah, but his head spun around like Beetlejuice. Like that's not a thing. Like that's not confusing anybody. It wasn't like I mean,
man.
it was awesome. Like the check back and the ball splitting between 3 people was really good. I don't want to take that away.
well, and that was right after he took the ball off a guy, right?
Yeah.
He took it off of him like with a pretty shoulder to shoulder, knocked him down,
So
ran up, hit the brakes. Yeah.
and that's something I actually had on the docket last week that I didn't get to talk about, which is kind of like I hope he kind of chills out, and I'm glad he didn't score in this game. I legitimately think he's playing super well, and I'm worried he's going to get poached like immediately. Like every single time, like he had a hat trick.
Cucho?
I'm like, yeah. I mean, this game especially, like
Well,
he
can't go anywhere this season, so
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, so
I'm
we
just saying,
know
he's
Mort's not on, but Mort has part of his role is that he has a lot of scouts and connections. We know from a reliable source that a lot of these guys, the day before the game, were at Chipotle. And so do you think that could have had some kind of effect, or do you think that they're
That's why they only made 2 subs in the 88th minute. Everyone else was running back and forth to the locker room.
I mean, don't eat the Chipotle queso. Like we all know that. Why don't their physios know that? It feels like an obvious thing.
I had to mention that we had one of Mort's friends ran into half those guys at Chipotle in Ware Westerville or something. But
Before the game in Dallas?
no, it was
the day before.
North.
And-
Yeah,
Oh,
It
that's
was like
right. Yeah, because
Friday.
they flew to Dallas like day of or something like that, right? That was like because
Yeah.
we were wondering because
That's how-
Avoid the heat.
that's
Yeah,
how
that
planes
makes sense.
work, Ben. Like,
Yeah, it's
don't
like
have to
the
fly
reason
2
why
days
you
before.
fly is because
oh,
it takes
trust me,
less
I know
time.
planes leave from my house all the time.
It's
I MapQuest the miles for them.
it's not the Oregon Trail. You know, you don't have to like caulk the wagon and float across
Yeah.
like all the way.
He's like,
Yeah,
they
he has
flew and
dysentery.
played the
River
same
down.
day.
No, they normally go down the night before, right? Am I crazy? Unless it's chartered.
No.
Why would they do that?
What? You're blowing my mind right now.
I mean, I don't know. I
What-
could be the dumb
whenever
one.
you get off a plane, aren't you
It's
like
possible.
tired and bummed out? Like, don't you want a day to like wake up?
That's
and
because
have
we
a
have
day?
kids and we're heading to like Disney or Florida, like where we don't want to be. They're going to that's
Slide
their
into our
work. It's their
DMs
job.
and tell us how this works.
could you
I thought
imagine,
it was
like-
always at least
like going to
24 hours
work?
before?
Could you
I'm looking
imagine
this up.
traveling for work and like taking a plane flight and then like getting off and then being keep being like, gotta take the rest of the day off. Sorry. I'm
There are
working tomorrow.
definitely times where they fly in the day before.
Don't
They
throw
walk
me this
around the
bone,
city,
Haas. I
they
think
do.
no. I'm talking like a standard. They go. When do teams
I don't.
travel?
Well, I think
before the game.
Welcome to the upper
I think
90
they
Club.
get so
Why?
many
1 or 2 days before the
limited,
actual.
like-
Okay, that's NFL.
I'm actually,
get
you know
so
what?
many
I'm gonna
chartered flights. They get so many like fancy
That's
flights, and then they get some where they gotta fly like on Southwest.
I'm gonna tell you something right now that may throw a wrench in this, and that is that I came back for the opening match at LDC, like the inaugural, the first match at LDC.
We were all there. We're super fans.
And I stayed at one of those hotels with 100 names, like Joseph Meridian, whatever, downtown. Led Joseph. It has 100 names. And we pulled in, and like the first thing the guy said to me when I pulled up was like, "You can't park there, man. I got 2 buses coming in." This was the day before the game. And I pulled forward, and out comes Bruce Arena.
Yeah, it was in New England.
And the rest of the team filed out, and it was in fact the day before the match. So it's possible. It's possible.
What do you mean it's possible? We have unbelievably profitable. It's unbelievably profitable.
Well, anyway, the days of being able to eat Chipotle and do anything the next day for me are over. But I was glad we were able to secure a point on the road, and we've got, what is it? Oh, it's Philadelphia at home this Saturday. So let's cut to a break now.
And they play on Wednesday against Dallas in Philly.
Interesting.
Okay.
So they have a multi-game week where we have a whole week off until the game.
Bit of a yin and yang, you know what I mean? Anyways.
Sorry to keep icing you out, man.
Jokes aren't hitting today. It's been a long day.
Just put the laughs in later. Okay, let's get a Crew 2 update, and then we'll do predictions. We'll be right back.
Sorry, I'm here for business. Discord Echo, it's Discord Echo, it's Discord Echo, it's Discord Echo.
Discord.gg/crew96.
That's discord.gg/crew96. Join today.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. This is the last regular season recap of the Crew 2 that I got to do, so I really appreciate having the chance to do this. Didn't get to watch the whole game. I've had a flock of bluebirds that moved here into my backyard, and they've been attacking the decoy owl that I put up to scare away the bunnies that keep pooping on my grass. So I've been having to deal with that, and had to miss the game because of that. I was also diving with sharks, but that's not as interesting. So the Crew 2 won 3-2, and it was a good game. They just dominated the first half, which was mostly what I was able to see, and then letting a couple goals to close out the game. They, with that win, qualified as the third team in the Eastern Conference, which makes this the worst performance in Crew 2 history. Absolutely devastating for us fans. But at least we still have the chance to go in and make a good run in the playoffs, of course. And I joke because I think that we will. However, I think that it might be a little challenging. All the teams that qualify for the playoffs happen to be the teams that we struggled against during the regular season. I think the last time that we won against one of those teams was back all the way in early June. And a couple of our big losses were against those teams like Orlando and Philadelphia. Being the third team, we do get to choose who we play again in the quarterfinals, which is a little bit of a quirk of MLS Next Pro. So the New England Revolution 2, or the New England Civil Unrest, as we like to call them, we'll choose first, and then we'll get to choose between 2 other teams. And those teams will be, let me check, I don't have the information in front of me because I am not prepared. So we will probably get to choose between Orlando, Chicago, or Philadelphia too. And once we beat them, then we get to play someone else. It could be the Crown, it could be the Revolution, I'm not really sure. And eventually, once we beat all these teams, and once the Colorado Rapids too beats all their opponents, the final will be here in Denver, and I'll get to go. I'm just putting out this positive energy into the universe so that we can win a game here in Denver, and I can get to go to support the guys. All right. Again, thank you so much for having me, and let's go Crew. Let's go Capys.
All right, we're back. Thanks, Bird.
Thanks, Bird.
Yeah, great game.
He went scuba diving
In Colorado?
with sharks. Yeah. No, I don't know.
At the zoo?
He lives such an interesting life.
How does he do
Seriously,
that with a
he
newborn
posts-
child?
They
Puts
make
the
scuba
newborn
equipment.
inside. Yeah.
They do.
Scuba bubble.
It's like
Scuba
a gerbil
bubble.
ball
Uh-huh.
with like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like a life that I do not understand.
Yeah. Me either.
But
Good for you.
but yeah, also Crew 2, the Capys 3. What was the score? 3-2
3-2.
against Atlanta. Also, this just in. Miami and Orlando tied. So what does that mean? Messi and all the other big names, they did not play. Orlando, they got a point. We got a point. Things should be about the same as they were, right?
Orlando is now 2 points ahead of us. Miami is 4 points out of the playoffs.
Okay.
With only 29 games played compared to most teams having 29 or 30.
Okay.
Yeah. Dang, I didn't realize 4 teams are on 49 points in the East. That's insane.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty tight. Speaking of the tight table, we have one of our own. I'm going to go through the prediction results. We did mention it. I want to start. We'll just do a quick little update for the midweek table. So the fire predictions were, I'll just go through them in order of the standings. I am first.
Wow.
I guessed. I guessed 5-1. I mean 4-1. Ben guessed 3-1. Mort correctly guessed 3-0.
Good job, Mort.
Good job, Mort.
Tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat. Hey. Trey guessed 2-0, and Haas guessed 2-1. And so, what was I going to say about that? We all guessed a win, right? So we all got a point, and Mort got 3. Okay, and so then, and I won't do totals at that time because we quickly got to Dallas. I guessed 2-2. Ben guessed 2-1. Mort guessed that was 2-1 Dallas. Mort guessed 2-1 Crew. Haas first guessed 2-2 because he wasn't listening to me, and then he got called out and guessed 1-1. You're welcome.
Asterisks.
And then Trey, just in an effort to thwart Haas, also guessed 1-1. And so, good job, guys. Good job, Haas, in guessing, and good job, Trey, in copying.
Hey, ties tie.
And that was
so the new standings are, let's see. I'm at 20. I'm sorry. No, I'm at 21 because I had a tie.
Dang,
Ben,
you're outright leading.
Yeah. Ben stays at 20. Mort is at 17.
And Trey.
And me.
Trey is also at 17.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And Haas is
16.
At 16.
Sweet 16.
Okay. All right. So is that an adequate acknowledgement of your correct scores, guys? In the break, they wanted to make sure that they got their props for.
It's a battle here at the end.
Yep.
It's very, very tight here. How many games do we have left?
4 or
Four
5.
games.
Let's see.
4 or 5.
I see.
You're welcome. There's no way to know.
No,
We're gonna have
no way to tell.
Philadelphia. We're gonna go to New England. We're gonna go to
Philadelphia.
We're gonna
New
have
Internet
Montreal.
will
Then
break
we're
my
gonna
video.
get the MLS Cup. Howard Dean fans. Okay, let's do our predictions for
Paula
the
Dean.
for the Philadelphia game. We are hosting Philadelphia
Love me some biscuits.
on Saturday, the 30th, and we'll see if Jim Curtin's prediction was right, that we're the best team in the league after they thumped us on opening day.
4-1. They're going to be real
4-1.
good, even though we totally beat them. Oh, really? Who's ahead in the standings? Jim.
Okay. So let's. And we got a prediction from Mort on this one. Do we want to talk about? Haas, you kind of went through the table, right?
Tables.
I mean, for this coming match, Philadelphia is in fourth
Yes.
place, 49 points.
With a game in hand.
They are 14 wins, 8 losses, 7 draws, 29 games played. We are 49 points, 30 games played, 14 wins, 9 losses, 7 draws.
But Philly plays midweek, so
Philly plays midweek. We are 11-1-3 at home. They are 5-7-3 on the road.
got it. So
Okay.
we're rooting for Dallas midweek.
Before we jump into the
Yes.
predictions, I do think we need to know what the traffic's going to be like. So
Yeah, good call.
let's cut over
I'm
to
concerned.
the Mort report. Traffic update, please. Mort.
I'm actually in a helicopter right now, and looking down here at traffic, the traffic it looks pretty dumb.
All right, thanks, Mort. That was informative, comprehensive.
That's great, Mort. Thanks,
sorry,
man, for the traffic.
Yeah.
Sorry you
awesome.
weren't able to be here for the show, but your contributions from the Chopper 90,
Chopper.
From the
are
future.
much appreciated. Okay, let's start with Ben. What's the score going to be against Philly on Saturday?
I'm rolling 2-1 Crew.
2-1 Crew. Popular
2-1 Crew.
guess. Yep, it's a good one.
It is
Popular cat. There's only so many.
Yeah, I know, but we just always get it wrong too. It's like
That's what you
it's-
bet
it's an
for
interesting
FC Dallas.
conundrum. Okay, Mort sent us his prediction via text, and that was
3-2 Crew.
3-2.
3-2, top of the hat.
3-2 Crew. Okay. Trey, what about you?
3-2.
Say 3-2. Yes. Oh
Okay.
man,
All right.
behind the curtain here, I tried to get everybody to do 3-2.
Oh,
In
I was
spite
doing
of-
3-2 before you even
Mort.
said anything.
Idiotic.
matter.
Okay,
Totally
Haas.
believe you.
Haas, what about you?
I'm going 2-0 Crew.
2-0. Haas wants to get out of the basement.
Wow.
Philly, man, yeah, 3-2 is actually a pretty good shout. 2-1.
0-0
Did they score
draw.
a lot of goals?
0-0 draw against LA Galaxy or LAFC
Yeah, they-
at home
I
Saturday.
think this is the
Their
this is
defense
the
is really good. I don't
1-0
think
result.
their offense
guys?
is-
Is this going to be the one?
No, I think they've been scoring a good amount,
Nah,
but they didn't on Saturday.
they have
Okay. Man.
recency bias.
I think I'm going to go I'll go 2-2 again.
Well, yeah, they went 2-2 the game before against Charlotte and 2-2 against Cincinnati.
I hope we win.
4-1 against they lost 3-1 against. They lost 3-1 against Toronto. Man, Toronto's terrible.
Arguably worse
Okay.
than Chicago.
Not arguably, obviously.
Statistically.
Eliminated from the playoffs. 22 points.
Yeah, it's just bubble.
Okay. All right. Well, we will see how it unfolds. Hope we can get a win at home. Who's going? You guys going?
I will be there.
Sure, Mort
Yeah,
will be
you know
there.
how I do.
I will not.
Trey, you going?
Nope.
I bet
Not this week.
Mort's going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at my calendar here. I
Choppa.
see baby sprinkle and rose hose baby shower.
You're going to a shower and a sprinkle?
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, I'm not.
It's too much.
I don't think I'm allowed to do like any of them, right? Well, that just means I have all the kids.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll duct tape the kids and put them in the basement and go to the game. That
Yeah.
sounds
Nope.
Yeah, do that. Hey,
Don't do
also,
that.
I want to mention that our next show will be our 1 year anniversary. I would join you, but I'm so bad at the air horn. I will say also that.
What do you mean you're so bad at the air horn?
I was trying to
Just
do
like you
it
are at
on the
math.
Yanks podcast, and I started doing an accent, and I got canceled. I had to get a lawyer, and it was bad. It was bad. I'm gonna just stay away. From the air horn.
That's what came out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Don't. You're tempting me. I know what you're doing. Don't do it.
Yeah, man. Take the carrot, baby.
I just think it is so funny. Like, I have had such a great time doing this, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more with Mort next week. It is so funny to me that we started a podcast with like 3 or 4 games to go in the season.
With the World Cup coming up, I mean,
we just like tied our way into not making the playoffs. It's like, well,
yeah, we
This is
started
so
a podcast
exciting.
like, hey, everybody, we're going to talk about the Crew for a couple weeks and then nothing for months.
yeah. No, we did.
Why didn't it take off?
We recorded every week through the off season. So
Yeah.
we are professionals.
anyway,
I still can't believe we're doing a podcast.
yeah. All right.
It was just because we were like texting and I was just like, let's do a podcast. And then like we all bought all the equipment and started it within like a week. It was bananas.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So
you too can start a podcast.
yeah, it's I think everyone just did. Let's see how it goes against Philly. We'll circle back on the 1 year thing when Mort's back next week. Until then, go Crew.
There it is.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
They're loose but still connected at the ends, so they're like droopy shoulder stripes, and it was total Ultimate Warrior vibes.
Like wavy, wackily, inflatable arm guy.